read upstairs during our work session. That same statement of adequate notice provides. We're okay, thank you. The meeting will come to order. Mr. Hastings, would you please take the roll?
Mr. Dalton.
Here.
Mrs. Dam.
Here.
Mrs. Gilman.
Here.
Mrs. McGovern. Mr. Schneider.
Here.
Mrs. Stevens. Mrs. Talarico.
Here.
Mr. McCarthy.
Here. Would you please all join me in the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. President's report. So we have a lot of recognitions to make tonight, and that is absolutely a wonderful thing. We did conclude the interviews for a candidate to replace former board member Jeffrey Weinstein tonight. The amount of, before anything is done in any business tonight, I would like to say that all of the candidates that we had were wonderful candidates. This district was fortunate enough that we had 11 people asked to be members of the Board of Education. They said that they cared enough about the students of this town that they put their names in for that. Fortunately for us, we believe that this board has come to a conclusion this evening, and we're going to be able to announce that in tonight's meeting, which I think is also a wonderful thing, that this board was able to conclude business so quickly and come together and have a vote. That will be announced in our new business section. But I would like to, on behalf of the board, thank every member of this town who put their name in to be considered as a candidate to be selected for this Board of Education to replace Mr. Weinstein's position. That's all I have. Mrs. Weldon.
Actually, I believe the student report is.
Oh, sorry. Yes, student report. Thank you for
You're
catching the
welcome.
student
Yes.
report. Just so excited about everything I'm seeing. Student report, please.
Okay, so first in sports, all spring sports will be starting March 10th. The boys basketball team face Manasquan this Thursday at 5 for the state tournament. For wrestling this weekend, 10 members qualified for region qualifiers, and out of those 10, 4 of them placed first. Last week, the esports team had tryouts and practices begun this week. For indoor track, the Garden State Invitational was February 14th, and there was a lot of PRs. This past weekend, Leah Starkey became the Group 2 champion in the 3200, making her second in the state and 7th in the country. The girls 4x800 set a new school record. The hockey team yesterday faced Colonia and beat them 2-0. This advanced them to the second round of states, and their next game will be Thursday versus Marlborough. And for swim, the boys are currently the new B North champions.
In activities and clubs, the OTHS band just got back from their trip to Disney, where they performed on Main Street USA and had an amazing trip. In Key Club, freshmen and new members were recognized this month for their effort, and a popcorn sale was held at the school to benefit the Popcorn Zoo. HOSA attended their regional conference at Kane earlier this month. Next week, DECA is traveling to Atlantic City for the state competition, where 40 students are competing in written and role play events. It was announced today that the winner of the mental health mural contest was M. Bonfort. Her design was voted on and chosen by the whole student body. And finally, this Thursday at the high school, there will be a Black History Month assembly that all students get to attend.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate that. Mrs. Weldon.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to repeat a few of those, but that's okay. It's so wonderful to see such a packed house this evening. I will tell you that when we started to invite people, teams just kept winning records and staff members kept reaching achievements, and the room, is packed like this, and it's wonderful to see. So a room full of Spartan legacies. I'm going to recognize a variety of people this evening. I am going to say this up front. Parents, you are welcome to stand up, stand in the aisle, take pictures. Because of the crowd this evening, we will take pictures in front of this dais here instead of over on the side. I think we need the space here. So I will start by asking the principals to come on up. I'm going to start with our swimming achievements this year. So I'm going to ask the principal. I believe our athletic director is here, Coach Todd, and any swimming coaches that are here, Coach Goldfarb, Coach Della Pesca, or Coach Soares. If you're here, you can join us as well up front. And I want to start by congratulating you on such a wonderful season under your leadership. Okay. Up first, when I call your name, just come on up. And parents, like I said, you're welcome to stand up and take photos as well. First up, I'd like to introduce Cecilia Flamia, who broke her own school record in the 100 backstroke with a time of 1 minute, 1 and 12 hundredths of a second, right? I think I'm saying that right. 1:00.12. Congratulations. Next up, we have Matthew Ciliato, who set a new school record in the 200 freestyle with a time of 1:46.99. Congratulations. Colin Zimmerer. Colin's here, come on up. Set a new school record in the 100 freestyle with a time of 48.85. Congratulations. And now I'd like to introduce the entire, everybody stay up here, the entire boys swimming team who earned B North Division champions this year. Congratulations, boys. Come on up. Quickly read their names. Jadu Faradine, Adam Johnson, Kim Keating, John Kelly, Nicholas Kelly, Logan Lettieri, Avery O'Gorman, Luke Roussel, Matthew Ciliato, Jake Stewart, Matthew Stewart, Owen Tongren, Amir Waldman, Aiden Wappel, Colin Zimmerer, and the coaches. Again, congratulations, everyone. If you want moving closer, please. Perfect. Okay, congratulations, swimmers. Okay, now I'd like to recognize the achievements of the indoor track team. Our principal and athletic director will stay up, and I'd like to invite up our coaches if you're here. Coach Lynch, Coach DeSoma, and Coach Deroni. Please come on up, and congratulations to you as well for leading this wonderful team. Okay. First up is our boys shuttle hurdle team, Vass Fay, Andrew Vigiano, Michael May, and Dylan Marshall. These runners they set a new school record in indoor track shuttle hurdle with a time of 31:89 and are the Group 2 state champions. Congratulations to you. All right, stay right here. Andrew, who's already up here, also set a new school record. He broke his own record in the 55-meter hurdles with a time of 7:69, and he's a Group 2 state champion in this event as well. Congratulations. Okay, I'd like to ask the following students to join them. Aiden Winters, please come on up. Nick Alessi, please come on up. These gentlemen set a new school record in indoor track for the shot put relay, scoring 88 feet and 11.75 inches. In addition, Aiden Winter set a new school record in indoor track. He broke his own school record with a scoring 56 feet in the shot put. Congratulations. Like to take a picture, coaches, if you want to join them for a picture, and then we'll move on to the next event. You guys can stay up here too, but hey, great job. Wonderful. Now I'd like to invite up Olivia Paludis, Skylar Willems, Catherine Calabrese, and Leah Starkey. Okay, stand right in front here. These ladies set a new school record in indoor track for the 4x800 meters with a time of 10:03:41. Congratulations. I'd like to recognize Olivia Palutis for setting a new school record in indoor track for the 800 meters with a time of 2 minutes, 19 seconds, .19. Congratulations, Olivia. Get a lot more there. Okay, and then I would like to recognize Leah Starkey for setting new school records in the 1 mile, the 1500 meters, the 1600 meters, and the 3200 meters, where she broke her own school record and earned great group 2 state champion status, and is now number 2 overall in New Jersey and number 7 in the nation. Congratulations, coaches, would you like to join me for a photo? Parents, again, you're welcome to take pictures. We want to congratulate the entire indoor track team for these unbelievable accomplishments this season. Great job, Spartans. Okay, we're moving on now to some staff recognition. I'd like to recognize the following staff members who have earned tenure this year. So we do this twice a year. There are teachers who earn it at the beginning of a school year, and then others who earn it somewhat mid-year. So this is our group of faculty who have earned tenure mid-year this year. I'd like to introduce Kristen Zidane, Jenna Boker, Tracy Gatto, Caitlin Bellardo, Tara Lucing, Lee Klein, Amy Hover, Raquel Mattis, Alexander Lynch, and Erin Leahy. Please come on up. Come on up. Certificate, and then please come right here to the middle.
Raquel, congratulations.
If you're here, get a group photo.
Now is the time we escape.
Come on in. There we go. Congratulations. Okay.
No.
Now I'd like to recognize 2 of our staff members who have earned their doctoral degrees. First, I'd like to introduce Mrs. Lisa Hanna, who completed her degree at Indiana University. And Mrs. Dawn Schultz, who earned her degree from Liverpool John Lewis University. You two can take a position up front here. Principals as well. The TOEM is here as well to recognize. Let's take a photo. Everybody can get in there. This is quite an accomplishment for both of these fine teachers.
Doctor.
Very nice, very nice. No, it's on. I need you to have a certificate, which I think Elliot may have. Do you have the certificate? Okay, wonderful. Okay. And now, finally, but certainly not least, I would like to recognize my partner, Dr. Kalisha Morgan. I'm going to ask her to come forward. Dr. Morgan is being recognized during Black History Month by the Puerto Rican Association for Human Development with the Arturo Alfonso Schomburg Award for her impactful contributions to education, equity, and community advancement. We couldn't be more proud of Dr. Morgan for all she has done for us here in Ocean and beyond in her career for education, equity, and community advancement. Congratulations, Dr. Morgan. Take a picture with your family. Mrs. McGovern will grab that as well. Go ahead. Take.
It's your family. Yeah, remember your mom.
There you go. Perfect. In the middle.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. Congratulations. More than you. Congratulations.
Hey, I don't think I have to say that at this point, if you'd like to step out to get home to do your homework, it seems like everybody knows the routine by now. But I just want to say it gives me great pride to recognize so many outstanding achievements. Something is in the water this year. We're setting new school records left and right. It's wonderful to see such thriving programs under our athletic director, Coach Todd, and such wonderful coaches who are really helping our Spartans build their legacy. So thank you for giving me that time to do so, and that concludes my report.
There's something in the water in Ocean Township every year. This is welcome every year. But yes, especially this year. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Mr. Hastings, School Business Administrator's report.
I have nothing additional. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the comprehensive report you provided in the work session. Public comment. The following are a series of motions to be read by the committee chairpersons. All motions have been discussed at a recent public work session, and some motions have been approved at a public work session, and the minutes for the approved items are posted on the district website. At this point in the meeting, we will now conduct the first of two public comment sessions. The first session will be open for public comments on agenda items only. The second session will be at the end of the meeting, and it can be on any topic. Board of Education bylaws 0167, public participation in board meetings. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. Public comment is not a question and answer session. Specific questions can be directed to the administration, and the superintendent's contact information is on the podium. We encourage you to contact her with any questions that you may have. Public participation shall be governed by the following rules. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 5 minutes in duration. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard. The presiding officer may request that any person leave the meeting when that person does not observe reasonable decorum. And I would like to add, while any member of the public is allowed to say whatever they want in that pertains to their First Amendment right, and we cannot restrict that, I do ask any members of the public who are addressing this board to respect Robert's Rules of Order, to address the chair directly and direct their comments to the board of the whole, although I cannot limit that. And I do remind them that we do request that they conduct themselves with appropriate decorum when addressing this board. Do I have anyone from the public who would like to comment?
I'll go up.
Mrs. Hayes, welcome.
Thank you. Hey, Alex Hayes, Oakhurst. I don't think the average person knows about the Robert's Rules of Order, so that would be interesting if somebody steps outside of line of the rules of order and says something out of turn. I'd be curious to see how you would react. I did not see an agenda in the back for the work session. I only saw an agenda for the primary work meeting. Regular meeting. I bring this up for the second time now, second meeting in a row where there hasn't been all the documents that generally are supposed to be publicly available on the back table. Ms. Weldon, unless I checked my phone before I came, I didn't see a missed call from you or Mr. Hastings about my comments and questions from the last meeting. And I know I
Ms.
brought
Hayes,
up,
I would just as a point of order, just remind you that this is pertaining to agenda items on this only. So I just ask that you refrain from all questions for agenda items only, please, respectfully.
I think I still am though.
Okay, wonderful.
And the first comment was about the agenda.
Thank you.
The second one is going to be asking for a
Wonderful.
call back.
Thank you.
Thank you. Made me lose my train of thought here. The second one that I started to bring up upstairs, I'm sorry, the third point. The soccer tournament that Ocean Township United, of which I'm a paying parent and have been for many years. I spent thousands of dollars on my daughter's club sports. You have Ocean United several times on the agenda. One of them is for the 2-day soccer tournament for $2,000. Loving that it's not the usual $500 fee. But I don't understand why that's $2,000 and then the Deal Little League for 15 days is $1,900. Whereas the Ocean United tournament was 2 days for $2,000. Then the Little League wants 15 days for $1,900. And then for 4 months of basically unlimited days, 6 out of 7 days of the week, weekends like 7 a.m. to 9 p.m., I believe, you're only charging sports teams $150. So as seems ad nauseum over the years, I wish this board would consider raising the rates to, even if they are town groups, even if they benefit our children. It costs a ton of money to send our kids to the soccer club. If every parent who does Ocean United soccer had to pay an additional $5, $10, if I'm already spending $2,000 to pay for increased field fees, I think that would be something that we could swallow when this district is trying to find an extra $1.9 million. I think that's all I have right now, and I'll save the rest for the possibly second to last public comment ever.
Thank you, Ms. Hayes.
Hi, Keith Chapman.
Welcome back, Mr. Chapman.
Good evening. When we discussed this last year, it was about the same tax increases, and every year it seems like it's an excuse as to why our taxes could keep on going up. I have to honestly ask myself, how many more increases can my family afford, or many others afford, before it's just too much? And it concerns me because our district is relatively small compared to maybe some of the other larger districts. Are we being that competitive? Are we using our money, wisely enough? And, there was a question about the building here last year that you were going to be looking at how we're going to use the building better and or sell it, or how we can make money. I didn't hear anything tonight about it. I don't know if it was discussed previously. There was also a question, I believe Ms. Hayes was bringing up about, how much are we charging for use of our facilities for non-school events? And we should be using I think our facilities better. I live very close to the high school. I see, it being used a lot, but are we using it well enough to make money off of our resources that we have? I believe one of you mentioned that we were going to look into being more creative with our money and how to make more money. I didn't hear that tonight during that meeting. So I think we need to look at it more. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Do I have any other members of the public who would like to comment this evening on any agenda item at this time? Mrs. Conway, do we have anyone in the queue who would like to comment on any agenda item at this time?
No, Mr. President, there are no commenters in the queue.
Thank you very much. Mr. Dalton.
Thank you, Mr. President. Motion to approve item 5.1, approval of minutes.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you.
Excuse me, for approval of 5.1, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Abstain.
Q, Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Personnel, Mrs. McGovern.
I move to approve items 6.1 through 6.8. May I have a second?
Second.
Second.
Thank you. Mr. Hastings.
For all items 6.1 through 6.8, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Financial Management and Resources, Mr. Dalton?
Yes, Mr. McCarthy, motion to approve items 7.1 through 7.7. Do we have a second?
Second.
Mr. Hastings?
All items 7.1 through 7.7, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes, but no on 7.4.
thank you. Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy.
Yes.
All items carried.
Instruction, Education, Student Activity, Mrs. Gilman?
As President McCarthy, move to approve items 8.1 to 8.5. And just a comment that 8.5 is a resolution by Ms. Weldon for Youth Art Month, an endorsement by our board, and that's well deserved.
Second.
Mr. Hastings?
All items 8.1 through 8.5, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
And Mrs. Gilman, 9.1.
Resolved that the board approve the third and final reading in 9.1 of our policies and regulation.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Thank you.
This is item 9.1, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mrs. McCarthy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Do I have any old business from the board? Any old business? Nothing. Do I have any new business from the board? Mr. Dalton?
Mr. McCarthy, I'd like to make a motion to approve Mr. Scott Brady as our new school board member to replace Mr. Weinstein.
Do I hear a second?
Second.
Mr. Hastings, would you call the roll?
Is to appoint Mr. Scott Brady as our new board member, Mr. Dalton,
Yes.
Mrs. Dam,
Yes.
Mrs. Gilman,
Yes.
Mrs. McGovern,
Yes.
Mr. Schneider,
Yes.
Mrs. Talarico,
Yes.
Mr. McCarthy.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Any other new business? I will just comment, I think it's a wonderful thing that this board not only selected someone so quickly, but that we did so unanimously with all members present tonight. One absent vote, one absent member. So absolutely wonderful thing. And I would like to congratulate Mr. Brady on behalf of the board, and I look forward to seeing him up here on the dais with us. Absolutely. Any other new business? Wonderful. Public comment. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and the importance of allowing members of the public to express themselves on school matters of community interest. This is not a question and answer session. Specific questions can be directed to the administration, and the superintendent's contact information is on the podium. We encourage you to contact her with any questions. Public participation shall be governed by the following rules. Each statement may be made by a participant and shall be limited to 5 minutes in duration. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic until all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard. And the presiding officer may request any person to leave the meeting when that person does not observe reasonable decorum. Would anyone from the public like to comment on any item at this time? Mr. Chapman, please.
A couple months ago, I went with my daughter to a parent advisory group. It was for the Spartan schools. And she, who will be entering her first year in high school next year, was very surprised to hear that we do not have a health sciences program for Spartan schools. I was also surprised to hear that. And I think you're missing out on a good bulk of students that could be entering a program such as that. And we brought it up as to why we don't. There's not a clear answer as to why. Yet, I believe, which I don't remember exactly, but we've had Spartan schools for a good number of years, 5-7 years. And they're excellent programs. They're focused on key points, whether it's business or whatever. Why don't we have a health sciences? Health sciences should be number one. Major concern with all the different viruses and problems in society. What are those students that are not able to do that? You take a chance of going into health sciences as a Spartan school, you take a chance of losing those students. They're going to allied health programs, they're going to biotech programs. They're out of your school system. We need to keep students here. And we are looking at allied health in other schools because you don't have a Spartan's health sciences. Yes, we have AP programs. Yes, we're looking at how to push her through that way. But where's the health science program? Where are the EMR certifications? My district has one. Many others do. Students love it. They make valuable doorways that open for them that maybe wouldn't open for a student not in there. So I think we really need to look at it. And I'd like to hear from somebody back as to why we don't. Because at that parent advisory group, I never got a clear answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chapman. Anyone else from the public who would like to comment on any item at this time?
Alex Hayes, Oakhurst again. Couple of comments and a couple of questions. I'm encouraged to hear that New Jersey School Boards Association is going to be doing the ethics training for this district. The last couple of years, it's been the attorney. Might be a smart idea to hear from the NJSBA, since listening to the attorney has been a defense in several of the ethics complaints facing this district, these board members, several of the board members. I don't know if it's a mistake, because normally the suspension lists aren't in the agendas, but the suspension report for January was publicly available in, I think, the work session. I haven't seen that in a while, but it did reveal that in January, there were 6 fights, 1 assault, so 7 incidences, resulting in 22 days of missed school. So that concerns me a little bit. That's a lot of schooling that kids are using, or are losing. And most of that was at the high school. So I'm wondering if this is a new thing. You're gonna start publishing the suspension reports. That would be awesome. So parents get to know. Or maybe it was a mistake. What do they call that on Facebook when there's like an accidental Amazon sale? I forget. While I do believe Amy does a nice job taking photos at all these monthly meetings, you all pay for a communications person. I don't know why you don't have your PR person here taking photos. I stopped doing it after the first year or so when I was on the board, because you're not paying me to do that. So while it's nice that she offers to do it, if you're paying a staff member, it would be nice if you did that, or if they came here and took photos. You started off the public comments tonight all 3 times saying we value public input. We recognize and value public comment. I gotta say, I don't believe that. I think it's ironic that you say that as you're about ready to eliminate one of the 2 public comment sessions. And to dismiss one board member saying it's not coincidental when there's like lawsuits facing this district, ethics complaints facing this district, previously fired employees suing this district. I find it curious that now's the time that you're gonna take away a public comment. I find it anything but coincidental. I'm looking forward to hearing about Mr. Brady. I think I got that right. It'd be nice to see him at a school board meeting. I've never seen him at one. So that'll be nice. I understand we have, I think it's a half day from the high school because they're going over the new, if I'm wrong, it's the new schedule, like the dry run of the new schedule at the high school this week. So that made me think, when are we going to get rid of that awful 85-minute block schedule at TOIS? No offense to Mr. Amato, but he knows I hate the block schedule for 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So I'm wondering on the timetable, when is that going to happen? If you're making it happen for the high school, when's it going to happen for TOIS? I'm almost done. Following up on 2 weeks ago or whenever the last meeting was, I'd like to know where we stand on selling this building. You're $3.5 million in the hole, and now you have to find 1.9 million, right? Before March 11th. Sell this building, sell property. Everybody's doing it. I don't know if you've seen the papers, but all these districts are selling property and selling land. I think that's it. I did want to reiterate, though, I think I got a little distracted by my tiny handwriting from earlier tonight. When I mentioned about the attorney being, the motion was approved at a 4-0 vote. I still contend that that's not legal. And as I wrote in my letter to all of you last week, I did file a complaint with the Department of Education, Office of Financial Accountability, the investigations unit. And they are quote unquote investigating it. I've already spoken with them several times. I think it's highly improper that you all appointed a new attorney on 4 yes votes and 4 abstentions. So that's about it. I'm under my 5 minutes. Thanks.
Thank you, Mrs. Hayes. Anyone else from the public who would like to make a comment on any item at this time? Thank you. Mrs. Conway, do we have any commenters in the queue?
No, Mr. President, there are no commenters in the queue.
Thank you very much. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
This meeting is adjourned.